also asked, and then I didn't get a chance to check on that. Okay. In this class, we're going to create our memo in class. So in short, if you miss a class, I won't give you an answer. So what you're supposed to do is to share with me what you have done. Then, of course, therefore, I can correct you from there. And then if there is an answer, completed answer already, then I'll share that with you. So I need to make sure that, yes, you missed the class on Friday, but did you do the exercise? Remember what I said when we started? I said, if you're not in class, it shouldn't be an excuse that you didn't cover that because you class, you didn't know what was covered in class. All the exercise that I'm posting on your Teams chat, it's what we are currently doing in class. It means that you have to just revisit and check what was discussed on the online session. So on the online session, if I have a question that I need to sorry guys, I didn't see that I was muted. Okay, I'm really sorry about that. So I was discussing about the issue of memos to the class session that we're doing. So for example, I posted question on the chat, and then you asked me for a memo. Um, my rule is we make memos in class. So therefore, if you miss a class and there is a question on the chat, you can't come to me asking for memo. You rather send me what you have done, because I need to eliminate the tendency of yes, that's how we're doing it. Yes, I should have. I need you to practically do it. Then you send me what you have done, then I'll correct you from there. So if there is a memo available, then I will be able to share with you the full memo. But actually, if there is no memo, then I have to check with what you have. Then we discuss around that and then give you your corrections. I know some of you might say, oh, you are giving yourself too much work. I'm trying to discourage the issue of laziness and the issue of just agreeing with what the memo says. So I need you to apply your principles, then share with me. I think on that scenario, we have to meet halfway. Okay, so if you're not on the chat, please you just send me a private message, then I'll add you. I think most of you, you see that I'm always on my Teams, or else my Teams is always open. So therefore, when you pop me a message, I will immediately add you. And sometimes I don't respond to your message. Probably I'm busy with something else, but actually I will action on it. So if you see that you are not added, but you requested, you please give me about 5 hours. If to sorry, you need to send me what you have done. So I think we agree on that one. Okay, so any other questions? Okay, so I think everyone is fine. I shared the attendance. We'll share it again towards the end of our session. Okay, so let's go to today's business. We are now in week 2. And please note, we have quiz that are also opening. So just keep an eye on your announcement. Okay, on your announcements, so that you can be able to do the quiz as they are due. And please avoid waiting last minute, because you can't control what's happening in the world. There might be load shedding that we were not even expecting, and then that affects your completion of quiz. So do quiz on time. So if they're due on Wednesday, just try to do it on them on Monday or a Tuesday or over weekend. So please not take this quiz issue seriously. Okay, so last week we have done the partnership accounts, and we covered all the accounts and financial position to the partnership. So what did we cover? Last week we have prepared our ledger accounts for capital account, current account, and appropriation account. And then we also take into account any other specs that affects the partnership accounts. And then also we have to go as far as sharing of profit and preparation of the financial position and also the changes in equity of partners. We have done that in any other notes that is also related to that. So today we need to look at the changes in ownership structure of a partnership, especially if we decided to absorb a new partner. Okay, so we're going to look at those scenarios and then do the practical questions around it. Okay, so the changes in partnership will only occur when there is a sale of the partnership or a current partner decided to leave the partnership because of some reason. Sometimes it will be resignation, sometimes it will be the death of another partner, and also dissolution of a partnership. And sometimes we are also trying to adopt someone new, right? We need to admit we were two from the beginning, and then we were sharing profit probably equally. Then the moment that we adopt another partner, it means we need to make an adjustment of our profit sharing because now we are three. And also sometimes another partner can also retire. Death, I also already spoke about it. And probably two partners decided to merge into one. Okay, we were four, and then the two partners decided to absorb one share. So of course it's going also to change the partnership. And then we need also to look at the old agreement and also to see what will these changes bring when the partnership leave. And then of course we're not also going to look at the dissolution in this lesson, or else in our syllabus we're not going to go as far as that. We are just going to look at the absorption of new partner. Okay, so if there's any change in the composition, so the existing partner cease also to exist, and then there will be a new agreement that need also to be drawn. Why? Because actually there will be new changes on the profit sharing, and also the amounts due to the old partners need to be determined as well. And this is also done on the date of admission of the new partner. And we need also to look at the assets of the existing partnership that need to be revalued. And then, of course, we need to have the value of those assets, and also new profit sharing ratios need to be calculated. So our session in this scenario will focus more on this ratio calculation. So yeah, for those who didn't love math before, I think you just have to try to accommodate this section only. Okay, and then of course, if there are any goodwill also need to be determined. Okay, so it is also very important for you to remember, like with the change in the composition of the partnership, the existing account records also need to be modified or else need to be adjusted. Okay, and then there will be also a change in profit sharing ratio. As I said, this is where we are going to pay much attention to. Okay. Apart from the theory questions, of course, you get also the new profit ratio calculations as well. Okay. So with the profit ratio should also be specified in the partnership agreement and does not necessarily need to be linked to the partner's capital ratio. So in short, you will also be provided with guidance on how the profit was shared and what will be the portion of the new member that is also joining us. And a partner should also obtain a share of the profit which has previously allocated to the old partners. And the interest will also be surrendered to the new partner by the previous partners. Okay. And then the previous partners must also subtract the new partner's profit share from their previous profit shares. Okay, this is also done in order to the ratio given in the question. So for us to have a better understanding, I think it will be better for us to check or else to do it in form of an example. So let's just look at this example quickly. G and E were partners with a profit sharing ratio of 2:3. They formed a new partnership by admitting F. F obtained one of 5 share in the profit or losses of new partnership. There were 2, D and E. So there's no replacement where we can just say, okay, so this should just absorb everything that F, or else probably we are replacing F with H. So we could have just said, okay, let the new partner absorb the share of profit from the living partner. But in this scenario, they were 2. So they're also trying to accommodate F as a new partner. So therefore, this F new partner will need to obtain 1/5 share in the profit or else losses of a new partnership. So we need to formulate a new profit share ratio. D and E are relinquished the 1/5 shares to F according to their old ratio. So in this scenario, there won't be any adjustment because actually they will just use their old ratio. Okay, so let me just pull the Excel spreadsheet, then I'll try to show the calculation on that one. Okay, so this one is on the left side. Oh, right. Resize this. Okay. Okay, so I'm trying to resize it so that we can see the whole question. But yeah, I think it's going to be also in post sizing. So if you can't see properly, please just bear with me for this question only. Okay, so let's resize it. There's an answer already. So yeah, now how to get to that answer, that's what I'm going to explain to you. Okay. So what you need to do, you need to calculate the new profit sharing. Okay. So this one will be very easy. All right. There will be some that are going to be complex. Why am I saying this is going to be very easy? Because actually there's no any changes on the old profit sharing. But if they have to adjust this part, that's where it's going to be a little complex because you have to see which and every partner is giving away. So let's look at D. D is the first partner, okay? And then we also have to recalculate for E. And of course, we must also now calculate for our new partner, okay? So let's look at the sharing that is coming in. So F must obtain 1/5, okay, of each and every partner. All right. So 1/5 of each and every partner. So with the D have 2/5. Yeah, this is not a date. Let me just format this. Just format this one to be a number. No, to decimal places. Okay, so I'm just going to try to make it remain as a fraction. Okay, so that's going to be 2 over 5. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be 2 over 5. Where am I getting the 2 over 5? That's the profit sharing, or else am I too fast? What is the total ratio of D and F? So let me just start from there. Probably that I might even throw someone out already. Just going to insert. Okay, total ratio for D for, for D and E. Okay, so for D and E profit sharing. Sorry guys, let me just try to answer the quickly. I'm coming back. 1 minute. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so I said the first thing you need to check the total ratio. How do we share it? The total ratio of D and E is 5. How did we get that? We just add 2 plus 3. So it's 5. Okay, so that's where I'm getting. So what is the share of D? The share of D is 2, right? That's why I say it's 2 divided by 5. That is the total ratio. Okay, so since D is 2 over 5, now we must share 1 over 5 of each partner. So what will be the remaining share of D? So for you to get this new profit share, you must multiply it by 4 over 5. Why am I doing that? Because actually we know that D have got 2 over 5, but actually D must give away 1 over 5 to F. Okay? So F is getting 1 over 5. We must give F 1 over 5. Okay, so it means if D is giving F 1 over 5, so it means that the remaining portion of D will be 4 over 5. That's why I'm multiplying it by 4 over 5. Because the share that will be remaining will be equivalent to 4 over 5. Can I get a question?
Ma'am, can you please repeat what you did with the total ratio? So you added the 3 plus the 2 to get your 5 over 2.
Yes. So when you want to share profit for D, remember last week we were sharing profit. So you take the ratio of that D. Why did I say D is 2? Because actually this is respectively. So we started with D, so D's share is 2. And then the next one was E, so therefore his share is 3. So therefore, for you to get the fraction for D's share, we say it's 2/5. But from these 2/5, D have to give F 1/5. So what will be the remaining portion for D? That is 4/5. Because if you have to give F1 of his 5 shares, 1/5, so it means he's going to have a balance of 4/5. So the new profit ratio sharing for D will be given by your 2/5 times 4/5. When we multiply in fraction, you multiply the numerators together. So you're going to say 2 times 4, that gives you 8. You divide that, 5 times 5, that gives you 25. So we have 8/25. Okay, so we come to E. With E, that's 3/5. Okay. Of course, he's also giving E 1/5. Where am I getting that? From the question where it says F obtain 1/5 share in the profit or losses of new partnership. And these are sharing that based on their original share of ratio. So therefore, still, if E have to give F 1/5, so it means it's going to be remaining with 4/5. So your new profit share for F will be 3 times 4, that's 12. Divided by 5 times 5, that's 25. Oh, going to be 4/25. It's something that we know, right? For it to be ratio, all of these numerator, if you add them, this should be equal to 25. Right? So it means whatever portion remaining for us to make it to 25 is how much? So you're going to say 25 minus 12 minus 8. That will be 25 minus 4 minus 8. That is 5. We all know that a total ratio should be equal to 1. That's where I'm getting it. Your total ratio should be equal to 1. If we say 8/25 plus 12/25 plus 5/25 should give us to 25/25. That is equal to 1. 1 whole. So, and there's also another way of doing that. You can either say times 5/5. Why? Because these profit shares, this is going to be 5/5. These are giving 1/5, giving 1/5, but this is going to be 5/5. Therefore, when you multiply that, you can still get 5/25. But I use the other logic that is easier to understand, whereby you just say, okay, all my total ratios should be equal to 1. So therefore, for me to make it equal to 1, what is the remaining portion for all these ratios to be 25? So now the new profit sharing ratio will be E and F. It's going to be 8:12:5. Let me just take a question. Questions? Questions? All right, we all good. Let's go to your memo. Okay, I'm going to leave my calculation on the right and explain your memo on the left. This memo took a long way, but what is important is everything is leading us to the answer. What did the memo say? It says for D, they have to calculate the loss first of the partner. Like, okay, they have to give 1 over 5. What is 1 over 5 that they are giving? So they said, okay, so the actual ratio is 2 over 5 for D times the 1 over 5. So the partner is losing 2 over 25. How did we get that? 2 times 1, that's 2. 5 times 5, that is 25. So that's where the portion comes from. Now, then let's determine the new profit share. For us, we use the shortcut. We just say, okay, so if he's giving 1 over 5, so it means the remaining is 4 over 5. In this one, we need to manually calculate it. 2 over 5 minus 2 over 25. That is 10 over 25. So this is the ratio when he lose 2 over 5. But now we need to give away the 2 over 5 to a new partner. 10 minus 2 over 5. That gives us 8 over 25. Okay. Then you do the same for E. Why am I explaining this? Because when they change the ratio portion and they're not distributing as 2 as to 3, or probably they decided to distribute it as 1 as to 1, there's now a situation. Because you need to use the long way to calculate it. So the first point, you need to determine what is it that the partner is losing. How do you get that? The original ratio multiplied by the share, right? So times 1 over 5, we get a 3 over 25. Therefore, we determine a new profit share by minusing the loss into the original ratio. Then, of course, we get this 15 over 25, and then we must minus what is given away to the new partner. That gives us to our 12 over 25. Now, you can just assume. So if this last partner is getting 1 over 5, so what is that 1 over 5? As I said, the easier way for not thinking of anything. If D is getting 8 over 25 and E is getting 12 over 25, what will be the remaining portion for us to reach a full denominator of 25 over 25 if we add all the ratios? Of course, you just have to minus 25 with this numerator. 25 minus 12 minus 8, then it will give you the remaining portions. Why? Because the sum of all individual profit sharing ratio should always add up to 1. Questions?
No, ma'am.
Questions? Okay, so I think everyone is comfortable enough. So let's now go to the next one where the profit sharing is not equal to the original share of profit. Yeah. You just need to master the formula and you're good to go. Okay, so we can also say this is also another easier way. So let's look at the example of calculating a new profit sharing for the same D and E. And they're also adopting a new partner with the same sharing, right? But the only thing that differ now is F is getting 1 is to 1, no longer 2 is to 3. So using the formula that I used before, this one, the shortcut won't work. Why? Because there is a secondary condition. Apart of getting a 1/5, there is also another condition where D have got 1 and E have got 1 as well, where they are sharing this portion. Yeah? And then, of course, this one is going to get 2/2. Okay, so it's going to get 2 because it's getting 1 from here, 1 from there. That's why I ended up saying times 5/5 because it's going to get 2/2. Okay, so now the total will be 2. And then apart from the 1/5 that is getting, it also need to be appropriate with this 2 ratio of sharing. So how are we going to calculate that? Okay, so we're going to say our D. So on this one, I can't hide the answer, so we just work with it as we go along. So we need to determine the new profit sharing, right? So we must look at what is the new share, or else the loss that is also available. How do we get that? All right? How do we get that? Of course, for our D, we have 2. For our D is 2/5. It's 2/5. Now we need the loss of profit, right? It's given to us. So we have 1/2. Where did I get the 1/2? Because actually D should give a portion of 1/2. And then of course this is also shared against the 1/5. Where did we get the 1/5? The 1/5 I think was the originally share that F should be obtaining from each and every partner. But actually, this absorption should also be done equally. So D and E should give or else contribute to that 1/5 equally. Okay, so what will be the actual contribution? That's where we say it's 1/2 times 1/5. That gives us 1/10. Why 1/10? Because actually when you multiplying the fraction, you need to times the numerators together and times the denominators together. So they should get a share of 1/10 from each partner. Okay, so now yes, it's 2/5. So let's just remove the 1/10. Okay, so that we can see what is this ratio before the proportion. So it means that it's going to be 4/10. Then of course we need to minus the share that need to be given to the new partner, and then that gives us the new ratio as to 3/10. Yes, sorry, I need it to remain as a ratio. 3/10. Yeah. So if D is getting, so there's a first step where you have to determine the loss. Then after, once you get that, and then you remove the share of profit that should go to the new partner. And of course, we have now a new profit share for D. Okay, so there are 2 steps that you need to do. Why? Because actually I can't do the uh, um, fraction of it. So let's see. 2 divided by something over 5. That's why it had to want. All right. Then we go to E. I was also trying to get something. Then we go to E. With E, the profit share was 3, right? Over 10. Okay? 3 divided by 10. But actually, they also have to have a share of 1 over 5 times half, and of which we determined that and we realized that it is 1 over 10. So it's going to be 3 over 5 3 over 5. Then we need to minus that by 1 over 10. We should get how much? So 3 over 5. Of course, common denominator in this scenario. Let me just do it properly. So we're going to have a common denominator when you're minusing the fraction. So the common denominator will be 3 over 5 minus. Okay, so for us to, the common denominator is 10. So we're going to say, just properly. So we have 3, and then we have 5 as our denominators. Let me just do this, and then underline here, and then minus 1 over 10. Some of you do it math already. So, okay, let me just make it a text again, and then minus 1 over 10, right? I'm going to make this underline 1 over 10. I think we all know that when we are minusing a fraction, we must get what we call a common denominator, all right? Let me just underline it. It's fine. So in this scenario, our common denominator, I'm going to measure this. Our common denominator between these two, a common denominator is the number that these denominators end us into without leaving any remainder. So in this one, I can see that the number that 10 and 5 can divide without leaving any remainder is 10. Okay, so let me see quickly. Then I'll underline here. Okay, it doesn't want to. Let me just use this one. Also going to merge and send it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I need to merge this one and sender. And then I need a box. Okay, not this box. I need just one at the bottom. Just bear with me, guys. This is not a normal board where we can just, there we go. I no longer need it. So when we say 5 into 10, it's 2 times, right? And then 2 times, let me just put it in brackets. So 5 into 10 is 2. Then you need to multiply that with the numerator. That gives us 6, right? And then, of course, you need to carry the sign with us, that is minus. The reason why I'm putting that is to avoid it to use the formula that I'm putting in. Then 10 into 10, that goes once, times 1, that gives me 1. Then that should give us 5 over 10. Okay. That should give us, our answer is 5 over 10. And of course, now getting the last ratio is easy. Okay, so it's going to be 5 over 10. Okay, so getting the ratio for F is easier. How? Because actually we know that 5 plus 3, that's 8. We need this ratio to be equal to 10. So it's just going to be 3 plus 5, that's 8, minus 10, that's 2. So this is going, the last ratio will be 2 over 5. Question. Oh, working, so let me just put it in box. Questions? So this is our working. We're not really going to use. So the new profit sharing for D, E, and F will be 3s2, 5s2, 2. Okay, so if you add all this, will be equal to 10. 10 divided by 10, that's equivalent to 1. And then let's do the last, okay, it's not the last profit calculation. So in this scenario, we also have a certain situation whereby the share of profit is not equivalent to the original ratio sharing. Therefore, the share, we need also to consider this part. Okay, so it's still D and E absorbing F, and with the same relinquished ratio of 1/5. Okay, so let's do this D, E, and F again. D, E, and of course F. So with the D, we have 2/5. But, because I need another share. Put this in a box so that you eliminate. This one's in the box. We eliminate it. Okay. So we can also come to D. D was 2/5 originally. So we need also to calculate the new share of profit. But how is this going to be shared? So we also need to look at the one that will be shared. Of course, we have 1/5. Right? 1/5. So the loss that is also going to be happen, it's 1/5 given to us, 1/5 times this total ratio given here, it will be 3, therefore times 1/3. Why 1/3? Because now it's no longer 1:1. D is giving one portion, and E is giving 2 portions. So for D, we're going to have 1/3. That gives us how much? 1 times 1, that's 1. 5 times 3, that's 50. Okay, that's for D. Okay, so D2 not to be let me just format everywhere to be a number, not a date. Number, please do not sleep. So I said it's 1/15. Yeah, that's for D. And for E, let's just do that calculation. That's for D. Let's also do the calculation for E. Insert. Okay, and then the share of E, what is it that is contributing the new members? It will be 1/5, 1/5 times 2/3. Why 2/3? Because it's shared as 1:2. So 2/3 will give us 1 times 2, that's 2. And 5 times 3, that's 15. Okay. So let's see the new profit ratio of D. So of course it's going to be 3/5, 2/5 minus the profit share of 1/15. Where did we get the 1/15? The 1/5 times 1/3, as it should be relinquished as to 1/5. And then the funding from the previous partner, D is giving 1 portion, and then E is giving 2 portion of this 1/5 that we are giving to F. So therefore, for us to get that, the new profit sharing for D, we're going to say the 2/5 minus 1/3. 15. Then we come back again to our formula for workings, because now it looks like the fraction is a little bit bigger, so therefore I need something like this. So we have 2/5. I'm going to say this is 2 minus 1/15. Then you do the same, you find the common denominator. So in this scenario, we can find the number that 5 and 15 get into without leaving the remainder. So in this scenario, we have 15. So I'm using this 15. So 5 into 15 give us 3, but we have a numerator here. We times that by 2. That gives us 6. Okay? And then, of course, minus 15 into 15, that's ones, times 1, still going to give us 1. And then, of course, our profit sharing will be equal to 5/15. Again, it's equal to 5/15. So that's the new profit sharing for D. Let's go to E. E had a profit sharing of 3/5. 3/5. But actually it's supposed to give E the 2/15. So we're going to minus 2/15. And then that gives us how much? Come back again. And we change here. We say this is 3/5. And then this must be 2/15. Therefore, the common denominator is still going to remain 15. So 5 into 15, that's 3 times. 3 times 3, that's 9. Okay? So if we say 9 minus what? So we're going to say 15 to 15, that's 1 time. Times 2, that gives us 2. So now 9 minus 2, that gives us what? 7 over 15. Okay, so for F, that's also easier. Okay, how do we get our F? You can either multiply that by 15/15. You can still get your F. But in this scenario, just add your 3 plus 7, that's 14. That's true. Let me just manually do this. Sorry, 5 plus 7, not 2 plus 7. The 2 is for the share. Okay, let me just put line yes to differentiate this. Okay, so 2 plus 5, sorry, I put it here. That is the share that they are giving to F. So 5 plus 7, that's 12. 15 minus 12, that's 3. Or alternatively, you can just say 1/5 times 15. It will give you 3/15. Yeah. You don't want to think of that, just to say, okay, so all this total ratio should be equal to 1. So what is the remaining portion for it to be 15/15? So this is going to be a D, F, and E. So that will be 5 as to 7 as to 3. Yeah. Let me just take question. Questions on profit sharing ratio. Questions on profit sharing ratio. Or else should I repeat the list that was Something new, can you please repeat? I have no idea where are we going and where are we coming from. This time I will give it to those with questions. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, there's no questions. Everyone is happy with the profit sharing. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
that's a good thing. So it means that everyone got it. So it means I'm not going to struggle when that question comes. I know everyone will get it because actually there's two ways. It's either they are giving as per their profit sharing. So if they are giving as per their profit sharing, it means everything is fine. Why am I saying everything is fine? You can just use that 1/5 and do the calculation as per the original calculation, where if you want to, you can still find out what is the 1/5 of their original sharing, then you minus that from their actual profit. But actually, if you are given you can alternatively just find the portion of it is the part of the remaining share. Or alternatively, if you are given whereby the profit sharing is completely different from their original ratio, of course, you need to follow the new calculation rules that we did, whereby you just have to find out how much each and every member is providing. Then after you minus that from the original share to get their remaining share of profit, and then you give the new partner his shares. Okay, so your homework will be to go and read extra exercises in relation to the profit ratio calculation when there is an adoption of new members. Remember, according to the information that we get in our guide, we're not supposed to do the dissolution, okay, or the death of the partner. Then tomorrow we'll pick up from here. Please do not leave without signing your attendance. And for those who still want the solution for the previous homework that we were supposed to do on Friday, that we did on Friday actually, and you were not available or else you were in class, but actually you were not writing or your paper got missing, please, you can chat to me to my inbox, but actually you need to provide me with what you have done in order for me to see how best can I help you. Okay. See you all in the next session. Please mark your attendance and make sure to come tomorrow. Your homework today, I'm not giving you an exercise. Please make sure you do all profit ratio calculation in whichever angle available for you. There's extra exercises on my LMS. There's also extra notes on my LMS. Please visit my LMS and do your reading around the profit sharing. All the best.